Hi pumpkins, it's me Roxy, welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing the Adrien and Felix Sentimonster theory, which I am super excited to give all my thoughts. Without further ado, let's get the theorizing going. Okay, so we know back in the Gabriel Agrest episode, Felix is still suspicious of Gabriel and he's doing a little snoopy snoop. And then, whoa, what do we get? He finds the painting, which Gabriel does all his, accommodations, which he goes in the same lift every single time, which kind of bothers me at times, but that is not the point of the video. Okay, my point. So basically, Felix gets caught almost like going into his lair, and then Gabriel's like, "What are you doing there, mate?" And then Felix is having his like cover story, like, "Yo, I want to get to know you more, uncle." And then Gabriel's like, "Sure." And then he's like, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember the entire conversation, but I do remember Felix saying, like, "I know you're Shadow Moth, buddy. You don't gotta lie to me." And then Gabriel is like, "No, I'm not Shadow Moth. Obviously not. Shadow Moth is not me, duh." And then he's like, "I can snap you out of existence," which is a pretty big pointer, as we know on the show. Snap out of existence means a Sentimonster, literally Sentimonster. And the weird thing is, Felix was shocked, obviously, but I would say the shock as in, like, he was shocked that Gabriel would actually, like, try to do that versus, like the shock he didn't knew. So what I'm saying here is that I believe Felix has known this entire time, which is a little confusing of why he knows. But, I mean, I feel like he is pretty smart, so he definitely has already figured it out. I'm not sure why he hasn't. I don't know if he's told anyone. I doubt he has. In theory, I've concluded that Felix is a Sentimonster. Okay, next up we have the Adrien side of this whole Sentimonster theory, which is going to be the controversial more side of this entire theory. And I'm excited because this side gets more juicy and spicy because it definitely has a lot to say, a lot of proven points, a lot of points that don't make sense, and a lot of points that he is a Sentimonster, a lot of points that he is not a Sentimonster. So, let's just get started. So, the Sentimonster theory. This is definitely a very complicated theory, but I hope I have made this theory as simple as I possibly could. Let's just get started. Okay, so now we need to think of a backstory. Luckily, Miraculous has given us a little bit of a backstory, not so much, so we need to fill in a lot of plot holes in this backstory. But we first need to know the backstory, then we can see, okay, how is Adrien a Sentimonster? Emily and Gabriel are now going to this snowy mountains where we knew originally Master Fu lost the peacock and the butterfly Miraculous in those snowy mountains. So Gabriel and Emily, we do not know if they went with other people. I'm assuming yes, because there were definitely a lot of theories saying, like, Kagami's mom, Audrey, the mayor, those three went. I'm not exactly sure if there was any more, but I'm pretty sure those people came. And they all went to the snowy mountains. Those three probably did not know about the Miraculous. They just went with Emily and Gabriel because we all knew that those 5 were friends for a while. I'm not sure about Kagami's mom, but I do know about Audrey and the mayor that they have been friends for a while. I'll assume yes, Kagami's mom has been friends with Gabriel for a while, and Emily. So they all go to the mountains. Gabriel and Emily find the Miraculous, and then once they find the Miraculous, they kind of just wrap up the trip and then they go home. Is the Sentimonster theory coming in? Well, I believe that the rings that Emily had originally, well, obviously Gabriel and Emily stole them, which was already told in the show that Gabriel took it with Emily, and then we do know that Emily really wants them back because obviously they're her and Felix's rings, but there's definitely more of an importance to these rings. We do see whenever Gabriel wants Adrien to do something, and Adrien is like, "Oh, no, I'm not doing that, dude." He kind of just twists the ring and be like, "Okay, you're doing it." Example, Ephemeral was probably the biggest example and proof for everyone. I'm not sure how to back up Ephemeral's excuse. I don't know. I would say maybe the show is just trying to imply that the ring is more of a sentimental value, because then again, Adrien was already under the control of Hawkmoth by the time Gabriel was twisting his ring. Like, he was just twisting his ring for more importance. Like, this, like, probably the ring had an importance to Emily, and we know in the show Emily's missing now. That's what Adrien believes, though. And that's what the whole world thinks, that Emily's just presumed missing. But Adrien is now, like, and so is Gabriel, like, that ring is now some sentimental value to Adrien and Gabriel. So this ring, I believe, does not control Adrien, more like has, like, it's like a little taunt. It's like, yo, I'm twisting the ring, you gotta, like, listen to me now, because your mother will want you to do this. And Gabriel's definitely doing a lot of guilt tripping on Adrien. And I've seen in the show that definitely back in Risk, when Felix is, like, pretending to be Adrien, and he's like, no, I'm not going on this trip, Gabriel, I'm not gonna do it. And then Gabriel, he goes to twist the ring for sentimental value, not to control, but he doesn't have it anymore. Natalie does. Because, well, Felix stole one of the rings, if we remember. He didn't steal, he took it back, technically. He didn't steal, because they're his rings, too. So, he took one of the rings back, but Gabriel had one more. He gave it to Natalie during Risk, and he's like, okay, Natalie, protect this, please, while I go do some villainy stuff. And then, Natalie, she doesn't twist the ring. She just pushes up her glasses with the ring on her hand, but she simply does not twist it. She simply just says to Felix, who is pretending to be Adrien, like, Felix, sorry, it's, okay, I'm gonna just say Felix for the sake. Felix, you need to go to the train and do it. And then Felix is like, okay, fine. And I know there's going to be a lot of disagreements, but I feel like the ring doesn't control anybody at all, actually. It definitely holds a more sentimental value. Felix is definitely a Sentimonster. Adrien, no. There's probably a lot of instances. I feel like even though the creator of the Sentimonster can control it completely, if Emily were to have created Adrien and Felix, I feel like definitely, you know, Adrien would get more control, but definitely as Cat Noir, he is not controlled at all. As Adrien, I feel like he has to imply this perfect image, considering he is a model. Well, not anymore, after episode 2 of season 5, but for the longest time, he was a model, and Gabriel's obviously a fashion designer. Emily was an actor. So it makes a lot of sense why Adrien is protected at home / has this perfect image. Though he doesn't want the perfect image, his father's kind of forcing him to have this perfect image, because, like, his father's, like, super strict, and, like, he wants his reputation. We all know how much Gabriel loves his reputation a lot. So he's like, Adrien, you must be perfect in every perfect way. So I feel like he's not saying it like, yo, you're a Sentimonster, you're going to be perfect no matter what. It's Adrien becoming perfect because he doesn't have so much, he feels like he doesn't have the choice to become who he wants to be. Which, we know his real personality is Cat Noir, though sometimes his real personality is inside of Adrien, obviously. Okay, pumpkins, that pretty much wraps up everything here today. If you enjoyed the video, or if you even sticked around to the end of the video, thank you for sticking around if you have, for this big theory I had. I did not know that it would take me 10 minutes to explain, but as we all know, I like to talk a lot when I'm passionate about something, which Miraculous is one of them. If you enjoyed, make sure to comment down below your ideas, thoughts, and theories on this topic, and if you have more theories that are not related to this, comment down below. I would love to hear it. When will I post again? School starts in like 3 weeks, so I am not 100% sure when I will post, but I definitely will try my best. Bye, pumpkins!